Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. We're going to talk about this 50-25-25 rule that a lot of YouTubers seem to be pushing. And that is saying of your crypto investment, 50% should be in Bitcoin, 25% should be in Ethereum, and then 25% can be in altcoins. Now, for a newbie coming into the market, going with the two safest coins first and then fiddling with the last 25% might be a good strategy. I personally don't have any reason to follow this strategy. And for someone who's a little bit more experienced, I don't really see the point of following the strategy. I understand the strategy if for someone who doesn't understand the market at all. Bitcoin and Ethereum are safer than other coins, but if you compare it with like Cardano and other top coins, I don't think they're really that much safer. I mean, crypto is a very, very nascent market and things can get flipped. And if you really look at something like Bitcoin, its only real value is a store of value. The technology is inferior to just about everything else. It's slow. You can't really use it as a medium of exchange because of this slow settlement time. And it actually lacks slow settlement time and high transaction costs if things get busy. It's capped at like 7 transactions per second. And it doesn't really have any features like smart contracts or anything else. And the thing is, they're talking about building DeFi on Bitcoin. If you thought DeFi on Ethereum costs a lot and was slow, you don't want DeFi on Bitcoin. You want DeFi on Cardano, you want DeFi on Solana, you want DeFi on these other protocols that are significantly faster and more efficient than Bitcoin. The only thing about investing in Bitcoin is everyone knows it, it's got the brand name, and it's safe. So that's why you would put 50% in it, because for the next few years, it might be the safest coin. But that's not always going to be the case. Just because it's top 1 right now does not mean it's going to be top 1 all time. Or will Ethereum be top 2 all time? That's not guaranteed at all. And we can actually see this from another angle. If you look at the stock market between 1990 and today, who were the biggest companies in 1990? Yes, it was General Motors was number 1, Ford was number 2, ExxonMobil was number 3, International Business Machines, IBM is number 4, and General Electric is number 5. Now, who are they today? It's Apple. It's Saudi Arabian oil company, Saudi Aramco. It's Microsoft. It's Amazon. And it's Alphabet, which is Google. So like the top 5 companies in the stock market by market cap has completely changed since 1990. And you know, a lot of these like Ford and GM are kind of like slowly going down the drain because they can't keep up with more efficient companies like Toyota and like Honda. Because I think most American people do actually buy Japanese cars these days. So that's the thing. Like, just because it's safe right now doesn't mean it'll be safe in 5 or 10 years. And I think crypto can actually change even faster than that. Crypto can definitely even change faster than that because it's much more volatile and it's much newer. And for Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially Ethereum, you're looking at right now other mainnets already coming up and challenging it, like ADA, like Solana, like DOT. I mean, Solana, because it has actually launched, it has smart contracts and it's building, it's like crawling up very fast. Cardano is going to launch, it's a go on September 12th, and they're all going to be much, much better than Ethereum. Like Ethereum, I think the real competition is like, essentially it's going to rely on Polygon to scale it, but layer 2 can't take care of everything. So you're seeing like it beginning to be challenged by other cryptos. Like there's also BNB, but BNB has had so many hacks and stuff that I think it's lost some of its luster. But these other mainnets are coming up and challenging Ethereum. And the thing is, for Bitcoin, it doesn't have any of these features. You really can't build that much on it. So I do think Bitcoin will eventually get flipped. And once it gets flipped, I do believe that people will see like these other projects actually have more utility than Bitcoin. And because of that, they're more stable and safe than Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin might actually lose a lot of its value. I don't think it's going to happen in the next year or two. But you know, looking 5-10 years down the line, it will probably happen. So the whole thing about 50% Bitcoin, 25 Ethereum, and 25 everything else, that might not hold for 2 or 3 years down the line. But for right now, it is probably pretty good for newbies. However, if you are more experienced, you know that smaller coins are going to get higher ROI. That's been proven again in bull cycle after bull cycle after bull cycle. And some people might say, well, Bitcoin and Ethereum have surpassed their last bull run's all-time high. And many coins haven't. Yes, many coins haven't, but there are many that have. Like ADA, the next one has definitely surpassed its last all-time high of like 133. BNB, come up like 50x in the last 4 years. XRP hasn't, but that's because they got the lawsuit. Solana is a new one. It's rocketed up. Dogecoin, even something crappy like Dogecoin is like, the last all-time high was like 2 cents. Now it's 29 cents. Polkadot is kind of new. Uniswap is kind of new. Litecoin is basically Bitcoin's testnet. I don't really have too much view for Litecoin. Link has skyrocketed up since the last bull run. And besides these like crappy little Bitcoin forks like Bitcoin Cash, a lot of other things have actually achieved or actually even significantly gone past their all-time high. So Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't the only two. The thing is, like, yes, Bitcoin is the market index, but I think it's only really the market index until it gets flipped by something else, and I do think that will happen within the next few years. Ethereum could be the number one mainnet, but if Ethereum 2.0 does not go well and keeps on being delayed, other things will actually surpass it. So, like, that kind of advice, it's only good for newbies as of right now. It probably won't be good for the next 5 or 10 years. And if you're a little bit more experienced and you can do your own research without getting caught up in all the hype, I do think like actually heavily investing in like bigger altcoins actually is much more profitable. So the 50-25-25 rule being pushed by a lot of YouTubers, I think is good for like complete newbies, but for people who are a little bit more experienced, who actually do their own research, I don't really believe that rule is the best. Because just because it's number one, number two today does not mean it's going to be number one, number two tomorrow. Just like I said, the top 5 Fortune 500 companies have changed completely since 1990. And if you look at decade by decade, there are changes as well because of industry, industry turnover and stuff. And because crypto is very, very new, the turnover is going to be much, much higher. I bet if you look 5 years from now, there's a good chance that Bitcoin and Ethereum won't be number one and number two. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.